Everybody. I'm gonna keep on gallery viewing this, everybody. So I'm gonna tell you we are broadcasting from a McDonald's in Orlando.
No
And
way.
yeah, way. And I gotta tell you, that's why they have the headset on. But I gotta
Let people
see.
in.
Yeah, they're coming in, babe. Yeah, you guys got the button. But I was
Yep.
gonna tell everybody, I for years I did a thing with, basically coffee shop millionaire. And I was just every time we do this, I like to do this every now and then. We don't do it too often, but I used to like Tuesday, Thursdays, I would go to this coffee shop down the road from where we lived, and I would just be super creative, right? And I just feel off the vibe of the energy of people coming in and happy to get their coffee, and the fire department would come in, the police would come in. It was like their happy spot, and I'm reminiscing, but I've done so much copy, like blogging and lead generation copy from a coffee shop. And, you know, there's internet virtually everywhere in these places, right? McDonald's is always fast, free internet. That's so, Burger King's okay. Starbucks is amazing. We went to our favorite coffee shop here in Orlando, and for some reason today it was wall to wall. We weren't planning on that. So this is my safe alternative. But sometimes I'm just gonna put this out there when you're doing this work. Sometimes it's just good to change your scenery. It's just good to change your scenery. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We always have our brains. Oh, you got me peanut butter cup. Thanks, babe. Um, mm, so we got to have a business talk. You ready, Tanya? Um,
Yes, I'm ready. Bring it
so it it's kind of simple. We've been going this direction, and we're we're gonna do something really crazy. And hold on. Let me just verify with Tanya really quick, guys. I got to mute for 1 second. I had an epiphany, and I wanted to share it. See, what you guys watch Tanya's face. I always watch her face. Okay. So, a lot of times in business, it's just really good to like simplify, focus, and then see where things are going. And for those who've been here a long time, we've been through some transitions, right? The one thing that I've always been good at is watching trends, but also not being afraid to make a hard decision. And you know, I I'll reflect on this in another way. We know that we have the livelihoods of thousands and thousands of people on our shoulders here. We realize that every decision we make has an impact and a ripple effect across that. And we are very, very happy. We feel completely blessed on what we have today. And we in April of last year, and it's coming up on a year. Like I can't like we made these changes to reduce overheads, and we started really changing on the focus. We put in a lot of emphasis to teach people how to do this V marketing, make it better and better and better, etc. Well, we're looking at where things are at and watching the numbers, and we actually have a bunch of things coming up that we got to make a decision on, and we made a decision. It's kind of like I'm kind of like emotionally, I don't want to say I'm emotionally drained with this decision because and I'm just gonna say like I never thought this would happen. And like, but I don't control the world, right?
Someone muted you.
I'll blame Brielle. Okay. So here I'm gonna go through this, then we're gonna go right to work. We're we're gonna shift some things now. Before I go into this, I've thought it all out. We've thought it all out, but I'm going to tell you how we handle it going forward. So just you guys might want to take some notes for anybody that's been here for a long time. Anybody brand new, not that big of an adjustment. Okay, so Because we sold wine since 2016. Wine it was at the time what created a situation where RRR247 actually got to where we started getting cash positive, and by 2018, so we added wine the end of 2016. By first quarter 2017, things were just going the right direction, and we had something to build momentum. We were getting keyword placements. Things were just amazing. And February 2018 is when we decided to pay for everybody's marketing. Things fell into place because it worked out that way. It was a big vision come true. So you get in there. Well, we're 7 years past that. The world's gone through, well, everybody knows what the world's gone through. And based on where that's at, wine sales are down. Now, I'm going to tell you, they're down everywhere. It's not trending. Also, I never thought I would see the day, but the pendulum, you hear me? Oh, the pendulum of understanding and health, there's a lot of anti-alcohol, anti-wine rhetoric out there, good and bad. And um, you know, my own viewpoints, my own personal beliefs, they matter to me, and they matter to what I put out there. And so, man, I would just really look at it. And so I'm going to tell you what we're doing. We're going to close out wine altogether for now. We're going to do a new release, but we're not selling that much wine to where it really doesn't make sense. We need to focus and protect the leads. We need to focus on the business. So we're going to do something kind of crazy. And before I really think it out too much, we've got an inventory, and we're gonna offer wine, and we actually got this incredible offer. Um, some wine people we know, they love the wine, the winemakers that made our wine. They asked if we had this wine left because it's really expensive to make the wine right now, and they're willing to take all the wine. I don't want to just do that to everybody, so I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. We're going to sell wine through the 30th of March. Last orders will go in on the 31st. So we'll stop the ordering. It's a Sunday. So from now until the 30th of March, people can order. Now, the orders that come in, and I'm putting this out here on Saturday. We're going to wait till Tuesday. But our dedicated people that are here on Saturdays, I like to give you guys extra stuff whenever we can. Whoever orders now, first orders that come in right now, Tanya is going to make sure that we load them up with Grand Cru wines, reds and whites. Like, so some people might get a whole case of Grand Crus, not just one or two. We're just gonna fill out the stuff and put it out there. We're gonna take the loss on that and just close this chapter out. Doesn't mean we can't revisit this later if the trends change, but I'm gonna tell you guys that I mean, as a businessman, talking to all of our winemakers, talking to the industry, this isn't the time to be in wine. Now, I'm going to tell you, it's funny because we watched two wine MLMs go into launch. They've been working on it for a couple of years, and I'm like, I don't know who's looking at their stats and their numbers. When we started on wine in 2016, the direct to consumer marketplace was wide open, and it was just a rush. We were in the right time. 2020 was huge for us, and then the world went to hell. And I don't know how fast the economies are going to recover. I'm hoping it'll be as fast as possible. But you know, I'll tell you, like, we went through this consensus and we went through all this stuff. The cost to produce wine has gone up. The crappy wine in the stores, even those have gone up in cost. Like, and so there's an opening there, but it's like it's an uphill fight. So we're going to close this out, which means, let me explain what that means on the blogging. So I saw some smiles, guys. Stock up, because we're not going to release it anytime soon. We might not do wine for years. I don't know what it's going to do. Right? What was that, babe? Oh, Tanya's like, she's ordering a case of Rickard right now. So, by the way, I don't know if I don't know if you want to do this, babe, but if do you want them to, I don't know if you want to fulfill requests and maybe just have like, we can do the best thing we can, but I don't know. That might be a lot of work for you. Um, there's Nile Eddy, the Eddie Pinot Noir. There's some left still, not a lot. There's the Rickard Grand Cru. I mean, AVP still in. We released everything is available, and we'll just push out all that. So Grand Crus go first. Sorry. Oh, I know everything. What's available is available, but we have whites and reds. Yeah, I covered those two because that was the ones I cared about. Oh, we have the Ricker regular and the Grand Cru, but we're gonna do the Grand Cru first. So Grand Crus, we're gonna just give everybody Grand Crus until the Grand Cru's gone. There isn't much left. Yeah, there isn't much left. Tanya's like give me the numbers, and then but um okay, not much left. Okay, okay. Um, it's sad, but it's also like if you get emotional in business, that's where you really lose. We know how to do wine. When we want to do it again, we'll do it again. We it's just you guys, I'll tell you like we talked to a lot of people too. It's not a line item budget item for a lot of people. You know, eggs are $10 a dozen some places. I get it. Like and it's gotta even out. So, but the thing is as us, right? I look at it as us as business owners, but I look at all of us as business owners. We need to focus on what's moving. And I'll tell you one thing that has shocked me in all these decades is health and nutrition. Niall, you and I talk about it all the time. You guys, if you guys want to know, what have you made the most? If anybody asks me, like, Rory, what have you made the most money in? It's health and nutrition, and it's tens and tens of millions. Health and nutrition. It's I don't know. I made a lot in the 90s. We made a lot in the 2000s. We made a lot in the 2010s. We're making a lot in the 2020s. Am I even saying those right? Like it's health and nutrition. And the thing about it is health is so important. Now, I think it's very like interesting. So Costa, and I'm going to go there today. I'm actually excited about that resveratrol, that reserve product. That's basically wine. That's like all the goodness of wine in a gel. And so that's my marketing angle. I've already been working on. I want to share with you guys, and I got the video loaded. All the Jeunesse product videos I'm going to get done for you guys today. Um, I'll show you what I mean. I'm looking at everybody's faces, and I'm going to tell you, you settle it in. Everybody that has wine pages, don't delete them. Do not delete them. You want to still run your wine link. Um, I think going forward, Brielle, we'll still create the wine links and we'll give them to everybody. Because I don't know where the future is going to be. I also got to tell you that I've had some incredible calls from the wine industry, and you know what? We might have a whole different something down the road. Like but it's it's a change. You guys, when we got involved in the wine and watched it change, I thought, man, this is like the perfect product to sell. And people were getting it every month. And I mean, we had people call us. The number one complaint was, "Where's my wine? It's not here yet," and it's you watch these things go, but we thank goodness we have other things we're always marketing. Thank goodness we have multiple streams of income. If we just relied on wine, everybody here would have been in trouble a long time ago, right? And I just want you guys to know, like, we see this, we open things up. um i'm watching I'm watching what we do with Velavita, especially. Like, that is clearly a home run, and there's a lot more coming. We're going to be bouncing that stuff out. um, the Vortex, we're adding way, way more stuff and value to that. Not just for what it does on the calling, the SMS, and the V marketing, but all the tools, all the marketing, all the I call it the hooks. But also, you guys, we're going to be in the course marketing world. We're going to be selling information, which is a huge, huge area. And I never looked at it until recently as like one of the products, but we sell information. I mean, we teach people how to make money online. We teach people how to do the performance blogging. We've been selling information since 2008, really, education and information. And we're going to go into that realm only with better technology, all this coursework stuff. And I go through a maybe, and I'm going through this training, and we're making it better and better and better. And I'm going to have to redo a lot of the stuff that I just did. Um, I you guys, even I make mistakes. I made a mistake that's going to cost me hours, but it's funny because I hit a hard issue, and it was right on the on a page that had the fine wines on it. I'm like, something's just not sitting right. Like I don't know why I might have this block. And then we were on the calls and looking at costs to go forward, making the wines. We were getting ready for getting, we have some wines that are in the make, and again, we get this call. I'm like, hey, Tanya, like they're willing to take all this. They want to take this wine. We've already committed to it. I'm looking at what we have, and our inventory is going down, and we're going to release this, but we're just not moving a lot. And I don't want to force something. Like, when you have to force to sell, that's hard. That's hard work, right? Marketing them properly makes sales, order taking. You guys, we just told people we had wine, had this great thing. We just had people buy. Like it was pretty like effortless, right? I mean, I know the leaders here. A lot of us, we've made so much money from that freaking amazing elixir, but there's shifts. So back to the blogging pages, everybody listen. Your wine pages are still pulling traffic. They're going to still continue to pull traffic. And what we just do, we talk about wine, we have the recipes with wine, and the twist that I'm doing is the benefits of wine in a gel, and then send them right to the reserve. So I'm going to capitalize on all the wine marketing that we've done, that we continue to do. I'm not changing the recipes. I still feature the wines we have in there. If they want to get exclusive access to the wine club, still market that. We still market that. We're adding data, right? We're gonna change that customer side in there. Wine's gonna morph. Like I don't know if wine will ever leave my life. However, the direction we take it, what we do with it, definitely going to shift. And I look at the timing. We just got the reserve. When do we get that? February? I mean, January? January 1, we just got reserve, right? And guys, it is a favorite product of mine. I feel great. I take two of them a day, and the more you know what's in it. Now I'm going to show you guys. I think um, I think I can play it on here. I don't know. I'm gonna show you guys this link. But anyway, let's look around, everybody. Just give me like a thumbs up. Like, don't raise your hand. Just visually, give me a thumbs up if you guys all understand what we're doing. Thanks, Connie. Thanks, Greg. Tim, does this make sense? All right. James Anthony. All right. Linda, and I mean all of our wine winners, guys. Like we hold those labels. We're not getting rid of all that. We'll see where it goes, right? We have a lot of things we can look at down the road. It's just what do we focus on now, right? So back to the pages. That's the twist. Now I know like she's got hundreds of pages on wine, and we'll shift and adapt. So let me shift my screen here. Um, okay. So this is my reserve page. You'll notice there's a video, but I'm going to show you this. So in headlines and ad training, now you guys should all have this like where you need it, right? I'm going to grab this link. Larry, thanks. Yeah, my filter's great, right? Actually, in Orlando, the McDonald's here are gorgeous. Like they are. You guys get that? Oh, did you? Um, can you wait a sec? Okay. So we're in here and we're gonna go to the Villa Vita update. And in the Villa Vita update, I'm gonna go to Jeunesse products. And there's Villa Vita Jeunesse. And I locked this one for the moment, but there's the embed code for all the Genesis products. That's what we put on the ageless page. Luminous, it's not there yet, but it will be. So I've got I got the player if people want to watch it, but the embed code to put it in our system, which is something I can update anytime they update it. This one's done. Obviously, I haven't got them all done yet, but I will. These will be done later today. So when you come back and check on this, will be there. But Life MNN is here, and then Reserve. So this is Reserve is done, and so this is the page I've been working on the most. So that's the video. It's a quick little sizzle. It's awesome. Like the only thing I could do is like a personal one on my take. It's there, but this is the page I wrote. Um, and and I go over what it's for. It covers this. That video does a great job. I'm at 79 on the rank math score. I probably could add another keyword, kind of work on that, which I think I'm going to do. Let me go back to here. I need to go to my Rory 3 backup. And I put the reserve. I'm adding that to my cooking, food, and home category as well, because it's a food, right? It's a food supplement. Um, and and I'm highlighting on what it is. So you'll notice that the new student pages coming out from this weekend forward, I've made some changes. I updated everything for this movement, removing the wine stuff from the new students because sell what's on the truck today. Don't want to everybody from that's got stuff to done. Don't get rid of it. Just You can just modify where it goes based on a theme. And so I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. If I go to 1f16.com, I'm going to go to cooking, food, and wine. And you guys, if you guys like what's Rory talking about? How's he doing that? Here's what I have. Now I'm working on another page in here because we got to have at least 3 items. And so I'm working on a recipe directive in the cooking, food, and wine. Now, this category we've kept for a long time. It's been a major category. We're not getting rid of it. We have a wine-based product, and that is our wine benefits in a gel. I put the wine thing here, trying to go on the curiosity, and then this goes to. I'm going to open it in a new link right here. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, I guess I got to click on it. This goes to my wine benefits in a gel. Okay, and this is not quite where I need it to be, but it's getting there. Okay, I've been working on the verbiage, working on this. This is epiphany that hit me based on the calls we had and some things going on. But last night I was like, oh, this is where we're going to take it. Now I'm going to show you some fun. So wine benefits in a gel. Let's go look at some keyword stuff. So wine is just a keyword you can use everywhere, right? You just can. And when you just do wine benefits, the resveratrol is a thing that comes up everywhere, right? Everywhere. And that's what's in that product. So like just doing a search on wine benefits, this stuff comes up. Now I got Google set up, my AI overview comes in, and then all these other things come up. And what's really interesting to me is how many sponsored items aren't here. Like this is wine benefits. And I don't see all these ads. I don't. But you start looking at all the things it talks about, longevity, cardiovascular benefits, and you start going through all this stuff. These are the benefits, but what in wine gives it that benefits? And then we get to that resv. Now, I know resveratrol, like that's been a really good reason why I like red wine. I'm like, I know it's in there and it's naturally done in the right way when wine is made the right way. I wouldn't trust the resveratrol that you get in the store-bought wines because it's not really wine. It's not made the right way. I don't think the resveratrol is actually created in that cheap process they do. I've been told it doesn't create it that way. So, okay, well that's a problem. It's also part of a solution. So educating people that you don't have real wine. And then again, we can still tie them in there. Like we have an exclusive club. We're not going to sell cheap wines ever. Tanny and I will never do it. We're not going to sell that. We won't. So, if we're building a good audience, we do that down the road, that's fine. We could have limited releases, we could do all that stuff, but we're not gonna even offer a steady pace right at the moment. We still can build that up. Like when I get wine, people come in, they come in there, and we just let them know we'll notify you when the wine's available. That's what it's going to shift to. So, we're not gonna have that listing. Like we were gonna have a new listing of the wines that are coming through, and we're at a point where we just need to put a pause on it. It's just not fruitful enough, pun intended, to carry it right now. And so, but we know so much about wine. There's so many keywords. But like I just went and did this wine benefits, and this is me getting ready for things. I'm like, there is just not a lot of ads on here. There just isn't. And then I start looking at this, all these things that say what's good, it's in our product. Like it all leads to that. Right? It all leads to this, right? Like, so so when we say like, the benefits of wine without the alcohol, that's a great way to go. Like I'm gonna go here. Um, yeah, I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna do a new doc here. I'm just gonna put a bunch of different directions to go. Just basically, I call it I mean, it's almost like a brain dump here. Like, here's where we can go with it. Here's all the things. I'm gonna pull up chat and I'm gonna have fun with this, right? So like, let me go back to this. Resveratrol. Say it a million. Say it over and over again. Oh, wait, is there my mouse? Let's just learn about resveratrol together, guys. Yeah, it's still running. Now, if anybody hasn't done a deep dive on resveratrol, that's what we're doing today. And what you're gonna find is, okay, I really should be taking this all the time. I mean, it helps with, you guys, and I don't know, here I'm gonna let this run for a second. I'm gonna stop my share and just talk about this for a second. Overall optimum health doesn't just come from one thing. Like I wish it was that way. I wish you could just take this one multivitamin and it just helped with everything. Is there anybody else that's ever felt this way? Like, just give me one multivitamin, just it has everything in it. Has anybody ever thought this, or just me? Del Gardner, you're pretty logical. Have you ever wondered, like, why can't I just take everything in like a magic pill? Why haven't they created that yet? I've seen people claim it. Well, as complex as our bodies are, and at the same time as simple as we are, we need different things. I think it's pretty interesting that almost everything we need in our bodies is already here on the planet, right? No one, not anybody here needs a chemical created product. No one does, right? And I could break that down with the whole food industry thing in this. We know logically that certain people, Rockefellers and the such, went to chemical stuff like in the early 1900s because if they created something that wasn't natural, they could put a patent on it and therefore profitize on it, lock it all up, and then push their lobbying and everything they do to sell that product. When because you can't patent natural product, you can't patent grapes, right? You can't put a patent on a natural thing. So again, greed over humanity everywhere. And so and then obviously they don't want to make us better. They like to keep us sick because then they make money constantly. I think everybody's seeing that. It's not a conspiracy theory anymore. I mean, you can just listen to RFK just prove it all out. Like the science backs it up. These medications weren't ever meant to cure or get rid of the problem. They're just meant to band-aid and keep it going so people pay for it forever. No, nobody's taking this and getting better in 30 days. They're taking it for the rest of their life and adding more things and more things. I think, those of us that saw that years ago, and I had doctors tell it to me. Like these are doctors that saw it for what it was and didn't want to practice that way. That were in the health spaces that I was marketing with in the 90s. They were saying like they're just trying to make people sicker, right? You don't go to a doctor to get better. If you go to these doctors, you want a doctor that's going to like, go into things. We break this up all the time and it's good to talk about it. If you go to your doctor and they ask you what prescriptions you're on, not what's your health like? Do you walk? What kind of exercise you get? What kind of foods you eat? They don't break down what you do in a lifestyle and look to make lifestyle changes. They're not your doctor. They're your drug pusher, right? They're they're your drug pusher. And that's what they are, right? And we've known this, we've seen it, and it's coming out more and more. And so, like, people are going to be looking for things, but health is everything. And the older we become, the more we value our health, right? And that's our constant message. And we have so many different angles on it, right? Like, you guys realize, I mean, we are in the anti-aging, age-defying, age-reversing, better health space. And it's a big space. Okay. And, we've gained a lot in knowledge over these years and not only knowledge, but products to take to the marketplace. And that, Velavita is a perfect vehicle. I'm sure we'll have more coming. Um, and, we just got this huge kick on the first of the year with this entire Jeunesse line. And you guys, I mean, it's February. I mean, Tanya and I are still getting to know the products and we're still getting adjusted to things. And we know that there's lots of things coming down in the near future to help enhance what we're doing and all that. But I just wanted to break this up. When you look at something to market, the problem solution, close. I'm gonna if there's one thing I could teach everybody here, it's the method of how to write in a sequence that's captivating. It gets people to think and buy in, right? And so problem, solution, three of them. Problem, solution, buy, right? Close. And there are so many problems to focus on and why this product is a solution. So if you write in that sequence, minimum of three, you can go more, but problem, solution, problem, solution. If it solves at least three problems, that's enough for somebody to go, aha, I might need that in my life. Now, target audience, we know that 40 and above is our sweet spot, right? We also know that more and more, people are looking for, solutions and they're open now that, hey, maybe my doctor is not the best direction. Maybe these medications really aren't that good. It's not just going to be coming from us. It's coming from, well, mainstream it now, right? We have government officials officially saying like we shouldn't be having all these chemicals in our foods. We shouldn't be having all of this. And we're watching this go. We've been, doing all this stuff and, we have our things on seed oils, but there's always there's a problem, but what do you do? Like, here's a solution. Here's a solution. You know, heart health is always a big concern. Heart disease isn't the number one killer of Americans anymore. Do you guys know what it is? Does anybody know what the number one killer is? Here, I like here. I'm gonna go to my I'll go to my view really quick and go to the gallery. Does anybody know what the number one killer is? Like is this something like is it just me that likes to talk about this stuff? Okay, here goes. I'm gonna show you something. Okay, hold on 1 second. Okay, how to resituate. Okay, so I got this. Let me copy this right here. I'll go ahead and have a chat do this new thing. Okay, so I'll put this there for everybody. Now let's go here. Okay, now we go back to chat. Hold on. All this is great information to get to learn, and you'll realize like we got some really cool stuff. Um, look at this. What to stack it with, and an M. Like we have a lot of this, guys. So like this is really good to like it's just good. Like I'm like look at all the stuff we had to play with, right? Um, I'll put that there. Okay. Now I'm gonna go back here to chat. Ready? What are the top 10 killers of Americans? Okay. It says heart disease on here, so I'm gonna go with that, but I'm gonna ask a question on here. Okay, I'm gonna copy this. That so I have a different stat, so I'm like, okay, let's go check this out. We're gonna pull this up on so I'm gonna go I'm gonna do a new document. We're getting really good content today, guys. And then we'll build some pages. Okay. Now I'm gonna come back here. Okay, so I saw another stat. Again, you gotta like look at the stats, and I'm gonna go over there. Obesity has taken over the number one death because it relates to everything, and that's I was expecting that here, but this is good. We're gonna go through all this. So obesity related deaths has taken over heart disease based on a study that I was reading, put out by. I'm actually gonna try to find it now. I'm gonna add the obesity thing down here, and I mean we can write about you know um, all sorts of stuff about, I mean, remember, we have weight loss, we have health products, we have things to help everything that we're covering here. Um, so let's see. All the questions you ask, right? And again, using chat for search abilities and everything else. So, so anytime you see this, I mean, and it gives me a source. Okay. Now, again, this should be the scariest thing we all read today to me, right? 45.6% of US adults are classified as obese. Okay. Projections indicate that by 2030, that's 5 years away, 50% of US adults will be obese. It's just going up, right? That's a sizable, like 12% increase in 5 years. And then severe obesity, like there's actually a thing called severe obesity, 25% of the population. And then it says, 2050, more than 65% of the US will be obese, right? And and this is why there's thank goodness there's somebody that's trying to make changes and force corporations not to put the stuff in the foods and the issue. But I mean, this is going to cripple any society. If people are that big, that out of weight, overweight, that sick, like your body's sick when you're obese. Like it's not healthy. I mean, I speak from experience. When you carry way too much weight, you just can't do things. Breathing's harder, walking around's harder, getting up, activities are harder, right? You know it's not healthy, right? And so and the thing is people are going to be looking for solutions. They're going to be more awake to it, and we've got things and solutions and stuff to put out there, but it's also one of those things that people just don't go look for until they're sick. And I think it's really important to understand where people are so we can write and know what our objectives are, right? So I'm going to copy this. We're doing a lot of fact searching today, just getting information ready that we can all go right on. You guys remember when I used to do this years ago, right? And I would spend just hours and hours. I mean, now I just go to chat, ask the right questions, and it just spits it out. Like, I mean, and just think how much better this is going to get, right? And we have a platform like that. I'm gonna, man, I could go on this, but let's ask some more questions. How many steps a day should a man or woman take to reduce heart disease issues? I'm just heart disease risk. Okay. Now, we all know this makes sense. But again, like putting information out and guiding to people, these are all things that people look for information. And I'm going to make you guys aware of something, right? The law of awareness is always real. Let's go to, this is a whole new page here. I mean, there's so many different pages we could do just stemming from this, right? Like, you know, you know, step by step to reduce heart risk or heart disease risk, step by step to, improve things. But it's like, here's where it's at, right? And Tanya's been on a thing where, she's like, I got to get more than 10,000. I actually want to try to get like 14,000 steps a day. Is that what you're going for? Which, because she's trying to do better than this, right? And it's working out. Like she definitely attributes her transformation with the products, and also she's getting the steps in. And you look at all this, it's like, yeah, it makes sense. We should be moving, we should be mobile. And it's just good to constantly put this stuff out there. But this is that great information. Everybody kind of hears it and knows, yeah, we know that's real. And yeah, that makes sense. But when you're, whether you're creating a TikTok or a video, these are all things to kind of stress and share. And especially if you're doing it yourself, right? Like, hey, I'm doing this, is where it's at, and here's some great ideas. And I've seen a lot of content creators use this, and it's just common knowledge, or should be common knowledge, right? Tanny and I always do this. Like, yeah, sometimes, you're in a hurry, you park close. Sometimes she's like, "Hey, park out. I want to walk in." So we park clear out, walk in, carry stuff out, just doing that, you get an extra several hundred steps, sometimes even more, right? And and then, we always know it's good to go for a walk after you eat. So, like, even just a light little stroll, and you get a little routine down. All these things are things that are great that we know about, but also it helps everybody, right? Like, we look at like problem solution, close. And so I'm constantly going to be looking at what information I put in there. Now, instead of just going out there and doing information for one article, what I'm doing today is I'm collecting information that we can use for, endless articles. Lots of clustering can be done here, right? Lots of clustering. And for instance, on my resveratrol page, I'm going to pull that up, right? And let me go to edit. Remember, guys, when you use the video code that I give you, if we ever update it, it updates it for everybody on these new codes. It's freaking like, futuristic, easy, right? So, um, okay. Now I'm going to take this, make that a heading 3. Okay, guys, got a hot cup of coffee. I'm putting my plus on top of it. I'm on that ooey gooey brownie today. I deserve that brownie mix today. Okay. So, I come here, check out here. Okay, so I'm adding this again, you guys. I want you guys to always be thinking in the cluster direction. It's like, I know I bring this up before. Like, I kind of always did the clusters when we worked on big things, and then more and more, and again, dealing with other blogging aspects. When you cluster all your pages, like, you should just always be in that mode. Like, I'm always going to cross link, share the links, tie things in to prove validity, and also like cross marketing, because like every topic has subtopics or adjoining topics or complementary topics, however you want to say it. And the more you identify that, the better we look as producing that content, right? Content on one thing is great. Content on multiple things that tie together, even better, right? That's why we want to always be in a cluster mode. So I'm clustering right now, right? I'm clustering right now. I kind of can't help it. I love it. So I'm creating this right here. Step it up for heart health. And let me spell it right. I'm going to copy that and I'm going to right click, open and link it in a new tab. All right. And I'm going to do a new page, give it the title, click right here. I'm going to go to edit snippet, put that as a permanent link. Okay. I don't have my meta yet. I'm not ready for that emotionally at the moment. I'll get there. Okay. I am going to grab my lengthy um, custom footer, I guess, for lack of a better way to describe it. Put that down there. I'm going to indent to the right and heading 4. Okay. Now, I'm going to come here for my keyword and I am going to put the, oops, nope, I don't want all that in there. I definitely want to do heart health as my main one. I think I want to let that be the main one and step it up for heart health. I'll do that as a sub one. All right. I'm just, whatever comes to me on that. I'm kind of like showing you guys, like I have a creative process. I don't always have the answer what it's going to be, but I'll put this here. I'm going to go heading 3, right? And I know I need to get my score up. I know I need to have like the keywords in a heading. So I'm always looking to do that. All right. Now I need a good image in here, and I also want to highlight um, all this, right? I'll just put eat healthy. All right. Again, to me, it's like it's common knowledge, and that's fine. Like stating common knowledge is great because it's called common knowledge because it's not that common. Like it should be, but it's not, right? I like common sense to me, it's the word just means it should be common, but it isn't. That's what I've gone to, like to just understand how it is, right? Because common sense people just don't have, but they should. That's why we call it common sense. We don't call it common sense because people have it. That that's been a lie since as long as I can remember. So I'm assuming it's never really been a thing. You know, I remember my grandpa complaining about it. I'm sure his grandpa complained about it. I think it's a human nature thing. Like we all need to have things conveyed to us. And I'm gonna I'm gonna I'm gonna just I'm gonna go back to a this is a philosophy thing that we need to understand. So I'm coming back to everybody here. We typically as humans, and I'm putting myself in the general population shoes, we don't go seek how to make our life better until we have a problem. We don't prevent them think. We don't think, wow, I'm 30 years old. I wonder how I'm going to be when I'm 50 and what I could do now to make sure I have a better life when I'm 50. That process doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. What we do is, oh my gosh, I'm sick. I go see the doctor. They tell me they're worried about my heart. My cholesterol's high. This is high. That's high. Um, oh my gosh, I better do something. And now they go look for a solution. Okay, well, okay. Does everybody understand that's kind of a general consensus? Bruce, am I speaking truth here? All right, and we probably should get a dialogue going, Bruce. You're engaged. I can tell you get this. Here's the thing. Knowing what the audience that I'm marketing to thinks allows me to think, how am I going to write to that person that's reading this, right? And you can just be bold and blunt sometimes and just say, hey, I realize that you don't think about your health 10 years and 20 years down the road, but maybe you should. And then that's a whole dialogue you can have in there. You know what I'm saying? Like ask the question in the title that would draw that out. Now, more and more people are aware. I'm going to tell you guys, I watch trends. I'm going to tell you a trend that, well, I mean, you look at it back now and it's kind of silly, but in the 80s and 90s, people buying health supplements wasn't really a thing. Like you had to really talk people into it. And it wasn't until people started getting fat and growing. Like, so you guys understand, like the problem kind of created itself and the awareness created itself. So I'll go through it. In the 70s, there wasn't really obese people. Okay. Okay. Also, we didn't have McDonald's on every corner. We didn't have engineered food on every corner. Yeah. I mean, right? There was distribution was changing. Our worlds were changing. Convenience was getting there, and then they started like engineering the food. It's something, I like it when Mark, um, Kwasinski comes on and he does, and like, and I've had like conversations with him for hours covering all this stuff. There is a thing, right? Like they manufacture foods to make us more addicted to them, basically, make us more desire them, right? And I remember watching I was in a marketing course that I took. I always look for marketing courses, especially just to see someone else's angle on it, right? And they talked about the fast food industry in general. And I don't know if you guys there's a path that was put out there where they were making burgers like $1. Like I don't know if you guys remember the 99-cent Whopper. Okay. Now the Whopper now is like $8 or $9. Okay, but it was $1. And not that long ago, right? And what they did is when they started changing what was inside the product, they found that if they could get one consumer to buy two, it was a lot easier than getting twice the customers because they usually have a demographic ability to get so much per day per store. Well, if I can get them to buy twice as much, I can double my profits without getting twice the people. Now, forget the moral side of that, right? Where we're consuming way more calories, we're going to be putting it somewhere. And if the food's made where it doesn't process right, it's going to store better and make us sick. Forget that side of it, which is definitely what's been happening, arguably. Okay. Um, so so they would get that way. I mean, Tanya and I got presented with it in the wine business is, you can buy additives that literally make your consumer more addicted to it. So for a food manufacturer, if a food coloring or a additive company says, "Hey, we've got this great additive. It's going to enhance the flavor. It does all this, it does all that, but it chemically makes them like it better." For someone that's greed over humanity, they're going to be like, "Oh, I can get more money off the same thing just by adding this cost of 5 cents per burger, for instance. I can double up my sales." This is kind of how it goes, folks. This is how it goes. And so, I'm bringing this up there because yeah, that's a focal point on there. But as things progress, it went that way. Well, when people started gaining weight, now they need weight loss, right? Like to sell weight loss in the 70s, I'm going to tell you there wasn't really a big marketplace for it. There just wasn't. Why? There wasn't really a bunch of fat people. When there's fat people, now there's a problem, solution, right? I mean, today, I mean, everybody looks for weight loss stuff and they look at things because it's something that's around there. Most of us have carrying extra weight. Some of us are blessed that don't have that, but I just gave you the numbers. By 20 by if the world doesn't change its course by 2050, we're gonna fat's just gonna be common, just with everybody. And that's dangerous, right? We know it is. And so we're looking at where the direction is, but you can see where it happened. And I think it's just ridiculous we did it to ourselves, right? Like, you know, however, there's an opportunity to inform, an opportunity to make things better, an opportunity to bring a solution to a problem, which is what we do as marketers. And when you solve a problem, you get paid very well for doing so. Have you guys heard me say this over and over again? It is that basic. Here's a problem, here's a solution. I provide you the solution, I'm going to get paid for solving a problem. Love solving problems. It's a great benefit to people. Like, when I help somebody with a problem, the gratitude I feel for that and the gratitude I know they feel for having a solution, it's a happy place to be. And now I wish it wasn't in such a horrible situation that was created by humans to humans. I think that's just ridiculous, right? But same thing, right? We create automobiles break down, we create problems and solutions, right? Constant, things. It's just the way of commerce. Understand it. And so, but what makes somebody want to, you know, buy that product and do all that? That's where the marketing stuff comes in. And sometimes being blunt works, and sometimes hitting it from a different angle or a different perspective works. We get to do all of it. We get to try it all. In fact, we can do it all in the same article. It's just understanding different takes to take and then kind of go with it. And I'm going to tell you, whatever my gut tells me usually is the right answer. And that's because I have a lot of practice doing this. I see the results, put it out there, and I like to read it and say, does that make sense? But I'm always looking at it like, what is the message I'm trying to relate to the reader of my article? What's the message? Message is I can help you with your heart health. I found a great product. Okay. How do I explain that? How do I show them that's what they need? How do I paint that in there? And you always want to offer problem, solution, problem, solution, problem, solution flows. And all the solutions can't just be that product. Because then it looks like you're pushing a product on somebody, which, okay, at the end of the day, yeah, we kind of are. We are. So, but I also want to offer other additional information and get them thinking like, yeah, I should walk, I should do all this. But if I buy this product, I can do that. Buying the product is something they can solve right now. Okay, now I'm getting into the mindset of the copy approach with your articles. If I write a bunch of things that people can do, that's great. That's value add. But to go change how I walk and do all that stuff, that's going to take a while, right? That's going to take some willpower. I'm going to have to change my day. I'm going to put this on the outside. Okay. It's going to change what I do in the course of the day. It's going to effectively do things. Well, what's the simplest thing of these solutions? I can click here and buy, get this reserve product, and I just solved one thing right now. That one thing. And I can do that right now. And that doesn't change my day, right? I have energy. I use my credit card and just buy it. And I need you to understand this when you're writing, like, why do we write a certain way? That's why. And here's something you can solve, and here's something you can solve, and this all makes sense. It all sounds great. but I can just click and do this. I can tell you back to what I said. Dale, I brought it up. If you had one magic pill that solved all your health problems, you'd be sold, right? Well, we all think that. I mean, even people that, I mean, I've talked to doctors and like, why can't they just make one multivitamin that balances things out there? And that question, okay, as deemed as a question, this is a problem. This is a problem we like to solve, right? There are so many companies that have tried to create DNA cloned or DNA directed health benefits, right? It's all gimmicky so far. I mean, I think the science might get there one day where it's like, hey, based on your DNA, you really need to take all this stuff. What I've seen these companies, I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. But when they all of them, and I'm going to put this out there because I haven't found one that's not this way. They have 8, 12, some of them have 24 different options, and they just give you the one that fits best, but it's not really for you. It's just the best of their 24, the best of the 12, or the best of the 8, or the best of the 6. But the concept sounds great because that's what people really want, right? It's kind of like, like we want the Star Trek thing where it's like, good, get our what we need done. It's in our food, is everything is perfect. Our food is our medicine. It is if you eat the right food that's already been given to us, God given to us. He put it on here, right? All right, I'm gonna take my plus. My nutrient because I want the appetite suppressant for the day. I don't want to crave sugars and sweets. Like this is why I like this product because what does it do for me? It allows me to burn more fat during the day so I can keep going the direction I want to go. I mean, I'm down to where I lose 15 more pounds. I think that's about all I can do. And I'm in my 50s, folks. And I mean, literally, I don't think I can lose more than that. I think I won't have any more fat on my body. That'd be great, right? And anyway, I'm gonna take this. Mm-mm-mm. Man, okay. For me, having that brownie taste, I don't crave cakes. I don't crave like cupcakes and stuff. Like it's rare. I mean, it's gonna have to be like a special occasion, but this tastes so good to me now. This over here. Okay. Oh, thanks, babe. And my coffee. Granted, not my favorite coffee, but um, they have good internet, so we're here. All right. Um, wow. Enjoy this for a second. That's funny. So I bought into that supplement because what does it do that I would have to do otherwise? Well, just by me taking that, having the caffeine from a cup of coffee to activate it gives me a boost in my day, and I know that it works. Is that better than me going and running on a treadmill for 2 hours? To me, yeah. Yeah, it is. All day long, every day. That's not even a choice. I don't like I don't like doing cardiovascular work. I'm not a cardio guy. I'm not. Do I go walking with Tanya to help health? Yeah, I do. Because I get to talk to Tanya. I get to do the other things, and occasionally I can do a BRT or a session one. Anyway, okay, let me go back to this. I'm gonna go back to my things, but I wanted to go over the philosophy, you guys, as we do this. Like, why do I write a certain way? What's the goal, right? And and I want you guys to think about this more and more because as you do, your blogging pages are gonna get better and better and better. Your storyline is gonna get better and better and better, right? I struggle with my weight. I can talk about my weight loss journey so many different ways and highlight why I take the products. And when people hear that, they're gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, that makes sense. I don't have to worry about wow, I can do something." This is probably the biggest selling point we have with our products. Just buying brain, I can do something to make my day better every day, and it's something I can actually do, and I don't have to change my entire routine of the day yet. And just by taking the Zlim at night, I can sleep better and lose weight just by just taking one product. I don't have to change my entire course. I don't have to you know, go to the gym before I go to sleep because that'll help out better. I mean, there's things we can actually do to sleep better. They're just big routine changes. And painting that picture and explaining that. So when you do an article, I can like say better ways for sleep, and there's Lean. Well, there's Lean is something I can do right now. I can buy it, take it. That doesn't cause all these other changes in my life. And let me just point out a fact about humans. Again, walking in the general population shoes, and I mean probably 98% of the population shoes, right? Very few people are as odd as me when it comes to change. I actually look for change, but then I look at my routine in my day, and I actually don't like that to change. Like I got to get set, right? I had to get up, and that routine helps me produce what I want to produce. It helps me achieve my goals. We don't like change. So even though it sounds logical, you know, um, I could, I watch Tanya. Guys, I'm so proud of my wife because I watched her go through a transition and change her routines. I mean, remember, she's ultra organized. It wasn't like Tanya had all this time in the day where she could go, oh, what am I doing between 10 and 12? I'm not doing anything. I might as well go walk during that time. I have an opening. She didn't. Her days were mapped out. She was doing things, right? She's a busy person. She had to realign her entire life for what meant most to her, which was, I want to grab my life back. I want my health back. And she made it happen. I know that that's a big freaking thing to do, right? And you know, and I got to tell you, like during the first part, I don't think I was like the best support. I didn't realize it until we like sat it down, and she actually said, "Rory, I need you to help me with this. Like, you can't just eat what you're eating all the time, because I want to eat with you. We eat together. We do everything together, right? Like we're that couple that actually a lot of days we dress the same. Okay, same shirts. Like, I mean, that's who we are. And I love it, right? But I got to tell you, I had to look at that and go, oh, you guys, like I lost a lot of weight without changing any of my lifestyle. And you guys, I'll be careful and I'll say this. I know this doesn't work that way for most people. Nothing in the world worked this way for me. Like I always had to do something else to lose weight. I've always struggled with it. But for whatever reason, starting with brain in my body just started getting better. I added the Zleam, I added the Plus, I added, the youth, and I just kept getting thinner. And you guys, if you watch what I ate, yeah, I ate smaller portions. Definitely ate smaller portions. Brain helped me with that from day one. But I was eating whatever I wanted to eat, whatever sounded good. And I noticed my cravings kind of changed, and I noticed that I didn't want sweets as much, but I wasn't like focused on a diet. I wasn't counting my calories. I wasn't looking at my macro intake, right? And so I mean, I put this in perspective, right? And for me, it's great to write. Like this is how it worked for me, but I should have done this. Well, the thing about it is I know that if anybody takes brain, their life's going to be better. Like I'm convicted. Like I know with conviction, brain's going to help anybody. I do feel bad for those that have never had niacin in their body before. And they have to ease into it. But I also know I dealt with that enough. It's like, oh, you got a niacin rush. Oh my gosh, I wish I had those. Those feel great, right? Yeah, you get flushed, but man, those feel great. I haven't had those forever. And the more you learn about niacin in general, and there's some people I guess have an adverse reaction to it. It's like one in some odd billion or whatever. But niacin's so good for us, and it's in that brain, right? And then all the other stuff that we get with it, right? And the GABA, the stuff that we cover. But I'm just gonna say, like, I know that's there, but I also know that all these other products help those areas, and you put that out there. But the picture I always like to paint is, for me, I didn't have to make a lot of changes, but I started making changes because I want to get even more optimal. Like, when I had all that extra weight, and this is again philosophy. When people have a lot of weight to lose, they're not thinking, I'm, 300 pounds. I'm going to be 120 pounds tomorrow. They're going to be happy they lose 20, 30, 40 pounds. They want the scale to go the other direction. Like, I don't care what they say. I've done a lot of freaking research, talked to a lot of people. They just want to see the scale go backwards. They want to drop a dress size to 10, but they know it's not going to happen tomorrow. But if they start seeing positive results, then it forces them to keep going, right? And and I also know that if someone starts losing weight, it gets a little more exciting to like maybe change my day. You know what? I'm going to start walking too because okay, this is working. I want to help it out. But if people go and walk and they don't lose weight, they go exercise, they don't lose weight. A lot of times they go exercise, they gain weight, right? The muscle mass starts coming back and they just feel, depressed. There's so many reasons to like just toss in the towel. And a lot of it's again consumption, what our body's already doing. And I'm just gonna put this out there. I believe, okay, again, I'll say this, I'm not a doctor. I just live on this earth with everybody else and been consuming a lot of the same foods we all consume and dealt with the health issues that a lot of us deal with. So I'll say I've been around. We get into a routine with the foods we eat and our body does to where it starts gaining weight. We're doing the wrong thing. If you're gaining weight, something's not healthy. Obviously, I need to change that, right? I need to look at different alternatives and realize it's going to take a while. And this is why we just got to stress that. But here's some things that do make your health better. I need to start walking, I need to start eating better, but also you need some help. And I found that this brain helps me to eat less, eat smaller portions, feel better, feel happier, get that extra step in my step, that extra gear in my activities. And the thing about that is that's something I can buy and take. I don't have to make all these other changes. Yeah, I know I need to make these changes, but just that I can do that now. I can do one thing right now that I know I can do. And that's because I presented all those other things to do along with it. Does this make sense? And then again, getting the content, that's 90% of the work. Get it done right, you're done. You basically don't have to revisit probably. Then we just got to get traffic to it. Well, we have a lot of ways to get traffic, right, guys? We do the ad posting. I was posting on classifieds for free yesterday, just realized I hadn't done it for a while. And whatever reason last night, you guys, it was so freaking quick. Like I was just I got like 60, 70 things done right away. I did all the US, um all the states and the provinces, whatever. I think there's like 60 something. And then I did a bunch of the countries and I was like, oh my God, I like quick. And I'm like, man, I need to schedule that in better. Um, we need to do an ad posting marathon too. Like I have fun to spend a whole day posting ads. I get a lot done. Not to mention rank math. And I know it's rank math because it just works so much better than what we've had before. I make more money now on Google AdSense than I have in a long time. It's just going up. And so it's kind of rewarding, right? That extra few $100 that comes in because I'm doing the same stuff, just better with the indexing. I'll take it. I'll always take it, right? More ad money. So I'm going to go over, let's see how am I doing on time. I want to go over the philosophy with you guys a lot more, like what to write. Because if your brain starts thinking in the right way of what you're trying to do, it's the same for whatever products we're marketing. We're still trying to make a storyline why they should get this, and also understand that buying the product's easier than the other things we're giving them, which all makes sense. And we also know that it enhances it better. That's all we got to say. But it's something that anybody can do, right? Anybody can buy it and take it. Not everybody can add 10,000 steps a day to their life. It's actually a big change for a lot of people. If your routine is you get up, you drive to work, you go to work, you come home, where are you going to walk in there? You got to really make some adjustments in your day to get those steps in. But if you can do it one day a week, 2 days a week, baby steps, and that's a good thing to write on too, is give them a breakdown of what they can do. But also, here's a product you take every day that helps with all of it. You need the help type of a thing, right? You need that help. Okay, let me go to share. Okay. Step it up for heart health. I'm building that page. I'm going to go back here for a second. Um, I'll hit save. I think have I saved this? Oh, I'm going to publish this first. Even though it's not done, I'm going to publish it so that I can link it. Okay. Now I'm going to come here. I'll hit save just to refresh it in the system. I'm going to bold this, hyperlink it. I'm going to do one more thing too, and I'm going to actually I'm going to unbold it. I'm going to make this a heading 5. And I'm going to hyperlink the whole thing and go to the heart health page. I'll type up step up, step it up to heart health. There it is. And it's a page inside the page, so I don't need to open a new tab. Okay. I could every now and then it's okay, but I'm not going to. So it's there. Um, I am going to highlight this. I am going to align it center, and then I'm going to come here to the background. and I'm gonna go with the yellow one. I've been liking this approach. Yes, I've been doing it on more and more pages, just so it looks really good. It looks really good on mobile. So I'm gonna do that there, and that sends them to another page, right? Heart health information, or step it up, and that's gonna talk about steps. So I'm gonna go back to that, and then I'm also um no, I'll just make a note here. Like this just goes to my Bella Vita page, the shopping page. Well, eventually we're gonna have a reserve only page, right? And then I send it there. But until then, that's the link we use. Um, all right, I'm gonna just do okay, now I gotta pull that up. Let's go back to my notes. If you don't know how to spell it, like I just had a I spell it all the time, but you guys ever spell a word so many times it just looks wrong? Okay, that's how I am as resveratrol, even when I sound it out. So I'm just gonna copy that. I mean, gosh, yeah, it's okay. We have tools. Use them. Okay. And I'm gonna benefits of just one of five. I think there's five fruits in this, right? In the Res V. We copy that, put that there, and I do want to do a heading three, and I'll do this as blue. Okay, and I'm gonna go right here. I'm gonna go to the benefits of resveratrol, right? I mean, there's a lot. Okay, a lot. You know, I'm like, wow, there's so many here. Well, yeah, it is. And sometimes I like having a good article page, right? We got that video that should help sell it, but this is all it does, and this is just one thing in it. And I like that approach. So I'm gonna grab this. I'm gonna go to my page, and again, I'm gonna come back here. So let's see if I can do both of these in this time. Okay, I got it. I'm gonna show you. I'm getting really good at just modifying critical features, and these that's what this is. These are features and benefits, and I got it. It's all listed like one, two, three. That's fine. I'm just gonna come in here and change these, and I'm gonna go with like a purple color on these, and these are all heading threes. That's okay. Um, heart health, brain health. I'm gonna get anytime there's an amber sign, I get rid of that. Um, and and the thing is like I'm gonna write this stuff out, and now I have a great page to go back to. And in my ageless page, I refer to this too, right? So I'll show what I mean by that. Let me open this up really quick. I'm just gonna go to my ageless page. There it is. And my reserves on the bottom, right? So it's here. Um, I was going to come at the bottom, so it's right there. I want to go. Okay. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to have this go to the reserve page. And it's this reserve Jeunesse reserve. It's a reserve page. Okay. I'm going to make that a heading. And I'm going, actually, yeah, I'm going to make it a heading 3. I'm gonna center it, and I'm gonna do that highlight thing that I like to do. So that cross references back to that page I just wrote. Okay. And this is again clustering. I mean, this is a big page. It talks about, ageless beauty if people go to it, but it's also referencing back and forth. I will do one of these for every one of these, and I'll do that same format. So like right below it, I'll have a bar that takes into another page. That's the style I like. That's what I'm going with. All right. I'll hit save. I also need to back this up. So I'll go here. I'm going to go to that's the beauty and cosmetics, ageless beauty. And it's not done, right? This is not done. This page won't be done until I get every one of these cross-referenced. But I am going to back it up for right now. Copy. Where's my oh, it's right there. And I gotta look at the keywords I use because I think I added some more in there, right? Okay, so let's go look there really quick. Yeah, I'm building a lot of pages at the same time. I do that a lot, in case you guys haven't noticed that. Let's go here and look at, oh, ageless. That's the only one I have in there. I'm at 82. I'm leaving it alone on this page. I'm gonna leave it alone. Okay. So save. I don't have any other pages I'm writing on that ties into it. I'm just focused on reserve today. I'm gonna focus on NMN. You guys, I love we have this in our snap, right? Youth, I believe. Youth or brain. I think they both together are just magical. I like writing about those a lot. But this is a great things and boosting the NAD levels, all this stuff. The more you learn about it, the better. This is probably what we'll focus on next week. We'll see how like what the more I dive into what these products do, the more excited I get about them. And then I like, hey, yeah, we got to get this out there. And once we get a really good arsenal of pages and we're doing the marketing, we're going to see it. We're going to see an upswing in sales. We're going to see an up. It's just about awareness, right? That's what we're building on this. Remember, we just got these January 1. Okay, it's February 22nd. I've got lots of marketing out there. We're pushing the stuff out there. Yeah, I mean, a lot to do, but we're getting there one bite at a time. Okay. I'm done with this. I'm going to go ahead and close it just so it's one less thing to worry about. I'm going back to my backups. Um, and I'm on the Step It Up for Heart Health. And this is a page I can put in any category. Right now it's not. It's an uncategorized page. So I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna go to uncategorized, new, Google Doc, create and share. Now this is one I definitely want to put out there and market because I think it's gonna be a good article. And it doesn't just throw in the face the problem like you're fat, go get this. It doesn't like say like you're unhealthy, go do this. It's just step it up for heart health. And that's kind of a good statement. It's like people worried about their heart. Okay, what's this say about steps, right? We've heard it many times. But people got to hear it over and over and over again and have a problem before they do something about it, right? They don't just hear it once and go do something about it. We're stubborn. Like we're stubborn because we don't like change. And that's why paying for something that fixes it, taking that simple pill, that's people want that. People want that. We know it, right? Okay. I don't want that page. Let me uncategorized, new, Google Docs. And I just want to make sure I'm backing things up and have my habits. Keyword, slug, meta. Okay. Then let's go do this. That's my title. And what did I do for the step it up for health? Same stuff. Okay, so I'll go back and forth here. There's my title. Put that there. Grab my permalink. Put that there. Heart health. Step it up for heart health. Okay. Okay. There's my keyword. And meta. Let's go. Let's go do a meta. Okay. Okay. That's my meta. So I'll put that there. I'll come back, put the rest. I'm done. I'll come here. I'll type that. Okay. Now I got that. And I'm gonna let this kind of stew for a second. I'll hit save. I'm going back to res my reserve page. Okay. And I'm gonna just add the benefits of resveratrol. And I'm gonna show you what I do. So these are all bullet points underneath them, right? And that's great. And I like the bullet points, makes it easy to read, but I want to make this my like right. I'm taking what's there and make it mine. So I'm gonna come and I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to I'm gonna go to paragraph. Actually, I'm going to take all of it down to paragraph size. I have a plan. I want to make it look different, right? Because I do. I want to take what it gave me. Oh, let's see. Is it not going to let me? Okay, fine. I'm gonna hit delete, delete, and I'm going to use the word resveratrol, and I want to make that one of my key. There it goes. Copy here. I'm going to use it a lot, and I'm going to make it one of my keywords. Okay, that took me to 81. I'm going to put the your. I love teaching the person on it just to modify it. There's other ways to do it, but that's what I like to do. Protects, and I'll set and it protects yours. On your chromosomes that shorten with your age. Make it just personal, right? Okay. Heart health improves. And I'll use this again, right? copy. I'm really gonna make the focus the resveratrol, right? I really am. So paragraph, 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 paragraph. I mean, all these benefits from just taking a health product, right? And it tastes amazing. But that's the whole thing is like if I want to get somebody to buy that, I got to explain why they need it in their life and what's the benefits like there's so many that it does and I just put this out there and it's nice to know there's so many ways to go, but I'm just focusing on the resveratrol, not even everything else that's in it. Just the resveratrol, which the video, if you watch the video, which you guys all will, it covers it, but it it's just boom boom. Then here's the benefits of resveratrol. Just one of the main ingredients, right? Just one of the main ingredients. I'll put that there. Okay. Um, I'm just going to spell out just resveratrol on each of these, and as long as I don't go over my keywords use, watch that 81 number. And that's R daily. Okay. Now this, I'm doing this because I know I got to break it up. I have a lot of words without a header. So I want to make that a heading 3. I want to make it blue. Okay. And I'm just trying to change the structure so I get this out of the AI side because I did pull it from AI, right? And that's why I'm really trying to do it right. So I'll come up here. That goes there. Unbold it. There we go. Okay. And I can take this. I'm going to center it back around and that. Okay. And it just, I like that heading thing, right? I got this one. I got that one. Um, find things I like and I just change that style. I just do it. Okay, here it goes. Improves your 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 just totally just turn it personable. Like and you can say, yeah, I like this, your and increases your. And the bullet points make sense. Absolutely. Acts as your or And I'll tell you, like, I mean, the more I read this, it's like, okay, well, all these things that we want to do, right? This is why I take brain, right? And I'm taking brain, I take reserve. Um, yeah, there we go. And I supports your, and this insulin thing is such a big thing, right? Um, okay, work on my wording. Your, if it your, your again. Okay, that makes sense there. So take it out. Okay, I'm gonna take that out too. I gotta reword it a little bit differently. Okay. All right. I want to copy that and put that here. All right. So that's my reserve page. I'm gonna go in here. Reserve I put under um where did I put my reserve page? Actually, I don't I think it's in categorized right now. Let's go look at that really quick. Um, okay, so I save this page, save this one. Um, this one is before it, so I don't want to hit save. I gotta be careful about that, right? So I'm gonna leave. Okay. Um, make sure that's there. I don't want to lose that work I just did. And where did I put the reserve page, right? I gotta go look at it. So I'm gonna visit my site. I have a lot on my site, right? And under health and fitness, I don't have it in here, right? FGH. So let's do that really quick. Health and fitness, open, open, edit page. And then I have to back these up too. Edit page. And I like my reserve page. I also like the fact that I got it cross marked, but I'm gonna put it here too. Um, reserve. Um, and then I'm just gonna go for um, what is my slug? Reserve. Haven't hit save again. And I'm going to do that one. RES. I'm going to go down here. Heading 3. Okay. I wanted this word right here. I can't spell it today. Okay, so then I'm going to hyperlink it. Reserve. And you guys, we got memes for these that we got to really use. I mean, actually, oh man, there's so much to do. So, okay, I'm going to copy this. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go this here. I was going to put it there. I'm not now. So take it out of this one and go down to reserve right below remove. A lot of health stuff in here. I mean, constantly adding stuff, right? So, and I already got Google AdSense. So technically I don't have to rewrite this, but it's best if I do, right? And so I'm going to do it again. Okay, and I'm going to say it just different. Again, this is my all things page. And obviously I do need to back it up, right? Okay, so I'm going to save that. So I updated it there. Now, I could put this other places too, right? Like I could go to the ageless page. At 1 o'clock. Okay. So I added it there because it's to me it's a major product that we have. There's a reason as far as the Genes products, that's the number one seller globally. There's a reason, right? We know that it's been helping people for like 15 years or however long it's been out, and we have it. We get to market it. So I got that done. Um, so this page is done. I back it up. Let's see. Hold on. Reserve. There it is. Oh, it's Rosemary's. Yeah, okay. Let me go to my backup. There we go, health and fitness. I'm gonna back it up really quick and then we're gonna move over. Create and share. Okay, and I mean, this is so important, right? So that one's not done. We go here. I'm gonna copy this, exit that, paste all that there. It's a lot of work. I don't want to have to redo that, right? I want to definitely save that. So I did. Click on that, reserve and resveratrol. Um, and again, I'm not feeling comfortable in spelling it, so I'll just put it in here. Um, reserve, resveratrol. Get my slug. It's just reserve. And there's my meta. Okay, so that's backed up. And I can close that and close this. Stop my share. All right, we're now going to kick into V marketing training. You guys know how to get there. If you're on YouTube, hello, enjoy it from the couch. Now you need to log into your CRM, go to the Zoom rooms, go to the instructor, or actually just go to the RRR247 webinars, right? And Dina, are you taking that over today?
I am ready to go.
Yeah. Okay. Now I'm gonna point out you're making changes in the status, right?
Yes.
Okay, you guys, I gotta tell you, the follow-up that allows us to do is just money. All right, let me get you all set up here. Let me stop my YouTube. End of podcasts, since we're officially calling a podcast now.